Dr. Stabbers.
And I'm Surgeon Slice.
And this is...
Horror Show Review.
Just this once, just for you, then never again. I finally found a way out. They pulled me back into black sand, emphatic impressions, comparable to happenings of galaxies collapsing in. The CT, pour the priest through the shakedown. I twist the cord around your neck for the breakdown. I can see your faith now. What you want, a safe pound? I don't wanna kill you, I'm just shooting from the waist down. My dead legends, for vengeance, I'm severing heads, 7 heads a second. I'm a master of deception, a hazardous infection. I'll blast you with a weapon just to practice resurrections. I know this sounds perplexing.
Hey there, all you horror fans. It is I, Dr. Stabbers, and our special guest,
Surgeon Slice.
And basically, we're here to go and do a review on the newest movie that's coming out that we actually got a whole red carpet treatment for.
Your carpet's brown.
So, no, it wasn't. We were at the red carpets. We went to go and see the premiere of a whole new movie that was a George Romero new release.
We were in his living room. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to make this look good, okay? So hush.
This dude.
Anyway, the movie is actually called George Romero's Survival of the Dead. Well, let's go and try to take this movie apart and see what we got. Would you like to go ahead and start off?
Well, Dr. Stabbers, I'm going to have to say I'm very disappointed in the movie.
I have to agree. I mean, it was not the original type of movies we would think that George Romero would put out. I mean, the graphics of it was terrible, the music was okay. It started out very good, but then it became comical like within a snap. You could pretty much tell exactly when it was just going to be a complete comedy show.
Not even like I mean, it was funny, but if you were there to see like a good horror film, a good zombie show. See, now I base all my zombie films after the new Dawn of the Dead because that shit was sick.
Oh, I have to definitely agree. That movie was the bomb.
If you can't match that, you can't really match a good film for zombies.
And especially for George Romero's. I mean, he was basically the godfather of the whole zombie genres. I mean, personally, I think he was the greatest person to come up with the whole zombie ideas.
I completely agree, but this one was just... Day of the Dead was alright. It was okay because, you know, you didn't have these newer zombie films. But this one, he had something to keep up the par with, and he didn't do it.
And we were able to tell that the movie was picking up from another one of his other movies, The Diary of the Dead. But then it just, how should I describe it? It like made a total left turn.
It completely, well, it had Diary of the Dead, a scene in it from Diary of the Dead, but Diary of the Dead looked more modern. This movie in general looked like it had an older look to it, so it kind of went forward and rolled back real quick. And just like in Diary of the Dead, the killings and whatnot were just like, they were almost obnoxious because of the reason how everyone was dying. It was like he was trying too hard to show the death in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just
Right.
like, oh shit, boom. It was more like in Diary of the Dead. When the old man behind the truck, there's a zombie comes up behind him, he hits himself in the face with a scythe.
Yeah.
Then turns to the side so you can see the zombie connected to the other end of the scythe, and then falls. Like, that was just, I think that was just so unrealistic.
Right.
I mean, it's a horror movie. I mean, they're not all going to be realistic, but this was just out of control, I think.
Right. They almost made it like comical to it, to where it's definitely, I agree, it was like over the top.
I mean, I did enjoy it because I thought it was funny. I you know, the funny part. But the reason why I didn't like it, I don't want to contradict myself, is because I went into it thinking it was going to be a good, like, horror film, a good zombie horror film.
Right.
Not a funny movie, but for a horror comedy, for you horror comedy fans, it's definitely a go.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're like a huge George Romero fan, we're actually trying to get ahead of ourselves on this. Before we go any further into this, we're actually going to go ahead and break this down for different sections of how we felt about the movie. As for like movie effects, I give it a 5 because it was, how should I say, almost too much like CGI to it. there's like maybe a couple of puppet actions, a couple of rubber masks, but then it's like everybody was just simply painted up, and that's it.
You know, I'm gonna have to agree with the 5. I mean, I wrote down 6, but I'm gonna have to agree with this 5 because it was just some things were cool, like some had real good like head explosions, but then after some good head explosions, there was some that looked like completely animated.
Right.
Like it was just like a good one to an animated one. It was like I have no idea what's going on with this.
It's almost like they ran out of budget, like a quarter way of the movie.
Yeah, I know. Halfway, quarter way through the movie, budget drop.
The sound effects and stuff, though, I had to actually go and give it an 8. I mean, they did really good with the sound effects, with the like head explosions, for the chopping sounds, for gunshots and everything. It was in proper proportion of how the movie should be, not just simply added on later on.
I concur.
So I basically give it an 8.
I concur.
As for makeup, oh my god, I give it a 4.
Oh, I give it a 3 because these zombies are supposed to be. This is what is it, like the 5th movie? This is 5th movie, right?
This is actually his 6th.
Night, day, night, dawn, day.
Then
Diary. No, land.
Land.
Diary. You're right. The 6th. Now, after all of this, these zombies are supposed to be pretty decayed. Am I right?
Right. By now, from what I understand, this is taking part after Diary of the Dead. The Diary of the Dead is actually taking part from Dawn of the Dead. And by this time period, they should be a lot more decayed. They should be more dead, put simply. But it's like they were just simply came up with you with white makeup, slap it on your face, put some grease paint around your eyes, and that's it.
Exactly, like little red spots for sores where you have like where they should be, their face should be like coming off. They should be decayed like crazy.
Right.
They just did not go with the timeline whatsoever.
So basically, for me, I give it a 4.
I fucking give it a 3.
As for the casting, I have absolutely no idea who any of these people were. I mean,
I'm okay with that though for a zombie movie. You don't need. You're not supposed to have all these crazy good actors. I mean, they have to be good actors, but they don't need to be well-known actors because it's supposed to be like the normal people.
yeah, but this movie credits basically was how long? Let's see, about like a minute in the credits. So that tells you how many actors there were. Basically, every other zombies and stuff was the same person, either wearing a mask or just had makeup on. I mean, where was the creativity? I mean, there should have been, like, unfortunately, I'm comparing it to the Dawn of the Dead and Land of the Dead, where they had thousands of zombies, like, towards at the end of the Dawn of the Dead, when they were sitting there on that bus of theirs, and basically just a whole sea of dead people.
Which was sweet.
I mean, that's what I was expecting from this, but apparently there's, like, maybe 2 or 3 zombies at a time, and the actors, they just were, like, maybe, like, 5 or 6 different people there, and everybody else was just repeats.
See, I didn't have a problem with how many there were. I had a problem with, like, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. He was a pretty good badass. But, his buddy. Like, he put someone in there that was... he didn't look to fit a part, and the part he gave him was just... This guy was just dumb. He was dumb, he acted dumb, he looked dumb, he sounded dumb. And I was just... Half the time I was so focused on how much I hate this actor because he was dumb.
Then you couldn't really focus on the movie.
Yeah, but I mean I did a little bit, but he's a dumb actor. His buddy, he's bald, obnoxious.
And basically he was saying, I wouldn't take a bullet for you, but he did.
Well, I mean he took a bullet for his buddy, but then his buddy somehow died. Like, you didn't even see a bullet wound. It was it's kind of stupid, I think.
Which I have to go and argue this again about this whole being shot thing. Alright, the main character basically gets shot on his left side. That's closest to his arteries, his heart, his lungs, and everything. His partner gets shot on the right, but yet dies, but not the other guy.
So the main character's shot in his right shoulder. But, I mean, that doesn't mean it's going to kill you. It could have hit muscle or something. But I know what Dr. Stafford is saying about how, like, this dude on the ground, like, how does he just die? Well, I'm saying because it doesn't even show a wound. It doesn't even show anything. He just sits there, like, his dumb friend just giggles like, "Oh, you took a bullet for me,"
and then he died.
And then he just dies. I'm like, no, this is ridiculous.